Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Naomi, the Chronic Pain Warrior, and I want to have a really open discussion about food today. I am eating lunch right now on my lunch break, and I have had this thought about food. I really just want to have a talk about it. Sorry. I feel like this is something that is really people talk about in being like, "Ooh, you're a picky eater." And it's like, actually, I can't eat certain foods. And if people don't understand that, then it comes off as I'm the problem. And so I just want to have a discussion about that. I think a lot of people view it with ableism or understanding it with, I don't know, ignorance. Can we call it that? And I just want to kind of address that. I'm just obviously talking through my perspective, through what I've seen, through my experiences, but at the same time, I also want to acknowledge that this actually has come about through watching another YouTube video, which I'm not going to name, I'm not going to link. I just want to acknowledge that this has come about through another video where a YouTuber, a really big YouTuber, not like millions of subscribers, but a big YouTuber compared to me, they mentioned that when someone is a picky eater on a first date, it's a big red flag because they're not open to new experiences. And I feel like you don't really need to know someone's medical history on a first date. And because of that, a lot of people in the comments were talking about how it's actually ableism because you don't understand if someone's celiac, if someone has stomach issues, if someone has textural issues. So I kind of just want to address it, like I said. So let's address it instead of just keep talking about addressing it. So for me, I have a lot of food sensitivities, but when I call them that, people think I'm making it up, or people think, oh, I'm just a picky eater. When in reality, yes, I'm not going to die if I eat an orange. If I eat an orange, it's not going to make me have an anaphylactic reaction. However, it's going to literally make me incapable of working. So it's not going to make me die, but at the same time, I'm very sensitive to it, and it's going to make me incapable of working because of my migraines. And it's going to give me extreme pain. So when people say, oh, food sensitivities aren't as real, or people think that food sensitivities are not actual things or things to be considered, it's very ableist. I'm just really annoyed by it because you don't understand that it's actually a problem. And if I have even the slightest hint, not even kidding, the slightest hint of cream cheese, I will be literally out of working order for 48 hours. Like, I cannot work. I cannot leave the darkness of my room for 48 hours, 2 full days. And that's having the slightest hint of cream cheese in a single thing. And it's not an allergy because I'm not going to die from it. However, if I don't call it an allergy, people are going to think I'm just being picky because I don't like the texture of it. And I want to talk about textures too, because I am a textural eater. I have noticed I really can't stand textures, and I don't know if that's me being picky because I've been called a picky eater for me being very careful with things like peppers. I don't know, peppers just make my stomach feel queasy, and I have learned to read my queasy stomach as a sign that I'm allergic or I'm having a very strong food sensitivity sign to it that's going to give me something. I don't know how else to explain it because it's not testing. It's just me testing. It's something that I can test by trying to give myself migraines, essentially. I have done this ever since I was a child. I've avoided certain foods, and then when I was tested at 12 years old by a naturopath, we found out that certain foods actually do give me migraines, and things like honey, oranges, whitefish, And it's just really an interesting array of things. And so now, when I am, even now as an adult, when I'm trying new foods, I have to be so careful. And so when people, are always like, ooh, we have to try new things, I'm very hesitant because if I've never had it before, there's a chance that it's going to actually trigger something, and then not only trigger something like as in later tonight or maybe tomorrow, but it's going to trigger something now. And then I'm out of commission, and I also don't know what it is, because if it's a brand new dish, I don't know all the ingredients, and I have to be that annoying person at the restaurant who says, can I get an ingredients list on this? And then they're not going to be able to give me an ingredients list, so they have to say, okay, well, what's in it? And they'll be like, okay, it's this. Here's all the herbs, here's all the meat, here's all the creams, here's all the sauces. And then I have to be the annoying person who says, okay, well, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have that. And then it's super frustrating. So food is a hard one. And I think it's so often taken advantage of or taken as a simple thing because you don't understand unless you personally go through a food sensitivity or food allergy to certain things. The only allergy I have to food is bananas. And even then, it only is when it's like a bad flare-up day. However, it's still something that doesn't trigger migraines. So I can have those and not have my worst symptoms. I can have my throat swell up and I might die from it if I don't have allergy medication on a bad day. But that's more from the smell of bananas anyways. But anyways, it's just something where food is such a tricky thing because when people think, oh, it's so easy, it's not. When I was in Hawaii and I went to a luau, I can't have pineapple. Do you know how hard it is to go to a luau in Hawaii and say, I can't have pineapple and I can't have mango? Do you know how hard it is? So they got us an ingredients list, which was very, very handy. They must have people with sensitivities and allergies, so they must have had that very accessible for that reason. And I was able to look it over. My sister also can't have pineapple, so I was able to look it over and be like, okay, these are the things that we cannot have and we can have. And so it was very easy to read. However, that's the exception. Most times at restaurants or places like that, you have to be like, what do I have? Or going to a wedding, so hard because it's like, okay, what can I have? Because the caterer is not always there. You have to be like, okay, go talk to the caterer and be like, I can't have cream cheese, which is in so many things. I can't have this, I can't have that. Oh, okay, so I can't have cake. I can't have this, I can't have that. And then suddenly it's, what can you have? Oh, I can have the roast beef. That's about it. It's like, it's just so different when you are dealing with food sensitivities because they flare up your chronic condition, and when you don't, because you don't think about it. It's one of those things that you just don't realize when you don't have a chronic condition. And you don't have to think about food, especially when you don't label it an allergy, because technically you don't die. It's just so difficult because I don't want to be over dramatic, but at the same time, I have to take it seriously because if I don't ask every single question, like, does this dish have chickpeas? Does this dish have white fish? And it's like, oh, this dish is a seafood dish. Okay, well, what kind of seafood? And then, okay, does this dish have vegetables? What kind of vegetables? Does this dish have fruit? What kind of fruit? And it's not even just like, oh, it's fruit. All right, does it have pineapple? Does it have mango? Does it have, like, it's just all over. Does it have grapefruit? Does it have oranges? Like, those are all things that are no's for me. And it's like pears. It's just nonstop. I have a list of so many foods I cannot eat, and it's so frustrating. I know that I'm not alone on this, and I don't even have celiac. I'm not gluten-free. I'm not dairy-free. I'm not egg-free. I do not have those required diets, which in some ways makes it harder because I can't just go up to someone and say, I am diabetic. I can't go up to someone and say, I am gluten-free, I'm celiac. I can't just do that. I mean, I could, but then I can't have anything because I can, but I can't. So my situation is really tricky, but it's very interesting. This is just a little short video that I want to share about my struggle with food and with people, but also I guess another part of food would be, maybe that's a different video for a different day. I will talk about my struggles with nausea and how I struggle to plan ahead for meals and different ideas for that. One day in the future, let me know down below what your struggles are with food and your chronic illness, or if you have never thought about this before, or if you've had struggles like this in the past. Like, let's just talk about it. What kind of food-related struggles have you had with anything like this before? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. If you are new here, please subscribe if you would like to, and you can always like this video as well. I would love to have your comments down below so we can discuss what it's like to have food struggles with chronic illness or chronic disability or chronic pain. And I will see you next time in another video. Remember that you are battle strong. Bye.